It's like
It's Madden NFL 24. And coming up, we'll see T. Higgins. He comes into this one 5th in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Bears and the Oilers, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Chicago Bears and the Houston Oilers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. It's been perfection so far. They come in here unbeaten at 14-0.
And just 2 wins away from doing something only 2 teams have ever done. But the most important thing for them now is to make it to the postseason in one piece.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, what was that, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick? But I'm betting that he continues the streak in this game.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. And, Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Williams, the man in motion left. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This defense for the Bears, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Here's Cox. Off the play fake. Got a man that's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. And he's got his man in stride, complete. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. That's touchdown of the season. And the Oilers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
And you know how scouts always talk about checking all the boxes? I think this young man does exactly that when you're looking for an NFL quarterback. Proven leader. Teams went 43-6 while he was in college. Has speed, dual threat ability, and production off the charts while he was in school, and also did a nice job of limiting turnovers. When you put it all together, there's a lot to be excited about for this young quarterback.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
2nd down throw coming for Ritter. For Marshall, that's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in.
Ritter cannot escape, and they bring him down. Troy Anderson able to record his 5th sack of the season. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Another run for Gibbs here. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one a first down pickup of 8. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Azeez Al-Shaair in to make the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's got Watkins on the out route. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Cox. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Houston. Jamison Williams with career touchdown number 208, tying Jerry Rice for the most ever in NFL history. And the Oilers go up by 2 touchdowns. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Ritter will set up to throw it. Pressure comes and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I won't wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Ritter now. The throw right side here going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now to punt this one away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Here's 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Cox. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Up the middle they go. Kirkpatrick. And to the 36-yard line. Taken down there after getting 8 yards.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Cox now. Off play action. That pass caught. It's Williams. He's brought down after a very nice gain. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Looking to throw. Cox. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Luke Musgrave there to make the grab. And the Oilers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long. And this time, that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Ritter. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston.
Jamison Williams
with career touchdown number 209, breaking Jerry Rice's record.
And the Oilers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, partner, I mean, if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, Big-time throw right there. Great poise, stepped up, trusted he could lay it in there perfectly, and he knew that his guy was going to make the catch on the other end. Nice collaboration.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Ritter looking to throw on 1st and 10. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Here's Ritter. A short one there, caught by Likely. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now Ritter to throw on 1st down. He's got a man. That's Marshall. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Ritter. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked off by Reek Willen. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And it just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
They'll run on 1st down. Kirkpatrick taken down at the 47-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
Partner's not out of the question, especially with the 7 seeds that they have now in the playoffs. If you do win and the other wild card teams win in the first round, you could find yourself with a home game in the divisional round. Now, we know that's not likely, but it's not out of the question. Bottom line, you have to win to put yourself in that position.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Pollard again. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a second straight play. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is
is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now. And I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second and a couple. Read option. This is Gibbs. And now the ball's out. Funnel near midfield. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you have extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
First down, here's Ritter. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Looking to throw it here. Ritter. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Isaiah Likely. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And finishing that drive off was the touchdown grab by Isaiah Likely. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Off play action. Cox. That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll go again with Gibbs. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the 3rd quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
The Bears now ready to take over again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he makes it all the way down to the 31.
73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Ritter on 1st and 10.
Over the middle, complete. That's Marshall. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 4. Ritter to throw it. A short one there, caught by Likely.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Ritter. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And as a result, possession switches hands. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Cox. He's airing it out for Williams. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 29-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you. and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Fourth down, big play. Here's Ritter. And this is caught. He hits more. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. On first down, Ritter. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Ritter. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. To the air again, it's Ritter. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Channing Tindall, the one who got through to drop him.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sack.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off play action. Cox. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Back to throw. Cox. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need,
and this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this has been another impressive display by this undefeated team, Charles, and it looks like they're going to stay that way after this one.
Yeah, one of the league's best offenses. They've stayed on brand in this contest because they continue to look good at what they do. Just added a late touchdown. Now they're really hammering home just how good they've been all year long, letting the rest of the league take notice.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game,